Drinking fresh milk early in the morning has now become my habit. I don't know. Due to my previous video that I made the last time, okay, I got some comments, and those comments, I do not want to be so direct in answering those comments. They are not bad ones either, but they were kind of like questions, okay, about my ex. I just want to use this opportunity to like say some few things, okay, to answer those questions in a way, okay, because anything that pertains about like I and him, my ex, I just don't want to even mention it like at all. But for the purpose of the last video that I made, I just felt the urge in me to say some few things, right, of which would also benefit some other young single moms out there, especially those living in Germany or Europe as a whole. I keep emphasizing on it. So without no further wasting of your time, let me start saying what I have to say. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you how I almost got deported from Germany, okay, with my heavy pregnancy. So guys, this whole thing happened like some few years ago, okay, when I was pregnant with my first son, right? And that was the year when we newly came to Germany, okay, like, yeah, the second year we came to Germany. Yeah, so I and my ex, we were together, and normally, like I said in my previous video, in case you haven't seen that my previous video, do so well to like to click on it. It will pop up somewhere up there. Do so well to click and watch the video, okay, so that you can like follow up if you're in my channel for the first time, right? So in Germany, basically what they do is when you come and you seek asylum and maybe it doesn't work out and they give you negative, you get like a Dublin case. For the first time, you get a Dublin case, and the Dublin case is the case whereby you came from another country, like another European country, like into another European country, if that makes sense. That is when you get this Dublin case, and that is when they say no, they are not responsible for your case or in charge of you. So like you have to go back to this country where you're coming from and all of that, and which that most of us, you don't even want to like go back, because we left that country that we left because we felt like, or we feel like this country or the country where we migrated to, another country where we migrated to, is a much better place or a much better opportunity place, right? Yes. So that is what happened. So during those times, we got this Dublin case, and during that Dublin case, they will give you a chance to like reappeal, okay? So you get to reappeal, and after you reappeal, you have to you have to wait for the answer, right? So in this answer, in this case, which means that you also have to even get a lawyer, right, to help you in fighting of this case, this Dublin case, and also with your asylum process thing. So that's what happened, and we got this Dublin case. And yeah, mind you, that time I'm already pregnant, and thankfully I got pregnant. I said in my previous video, like even before I got pregnant, I was going to language course. I already started this integration course, like going to Dutch course to integrate myself, right? So when I was even heavily pregnant, I continued to go to graduate from A1, getting the basic certificates and all of that, like graduating, right? So that was really also what helped me. It really helped me so much. Okay, so when we got this oblique case, we were transferred to another, mind you, we're in an immigration camp, right, like emergency camp. So normally you get transferred to other places where maybe you come as a couple, you get transferred, and maybe you have your own room, you know, you're in your own room, or maybe like anywhere they transfer you to, right, you get to stay there, and then further with your asylum case, you know, trying to fight it and all of that. So during those times, I think my ex-husband, he got this there's something called dundu. Okay, so when you get this dundu is a case whereby they give you something like not like a resident permit, it's not like a temporary permission to stay, you know, like kind of like six months. Some people they give them 6 months, some people it's like a kind of a year. It depends how it comes. It depends, different, it comes in different forms, right? It can be 6 months, it can be 1 year. That is it. Yeah, so in his case, after a while, he now got this dundum, and in this dundum they crossed his paper, and when they put this cross, this red crossing on this paper, it means that there is danger. You have to be very at alert, right? Because it means they don't want you in this country. You should find your way, and if you're staying, it means you are risking yourself to stay furthermore and all of that. You're at risk, so they can come at any time to like pick you and deport you, and in this case now to that country where you're coming from, right? Not to your country. That is in this case, this Dublin case, that is the case. So we're staying, and then I remember one day, so he went to buy something very early in the morning. What I could hear was our door being opened. Mind you, this place we are staying, although we have the key, we can lock it when we go out, we can lock it when we are in, but they are the one who have the house where they give you, right? They can come at any time, open the door, pick you up, you know, and carry you, right? So that was what happened to me. I was sleeping, and he left very early in the morning to buy like food stuff from another city which is far. So at the time when he left, that was like an hour after was when the police came. They saw me with my heavily pregnant. I think as at that time I was like about 8, almost approaching 9 months pregnancy. I wasn't even wearing an underwear. Like I remember I wore a top, like a very big polo or jersey. I was wearing a very big jersey, like my ex-husband's jersey, because you know, pregnancy now, you need to be free, but I wasn't wearing anything under. And these people came, they were just so comfortable. Me, I'm pregnant. Like I thought maybe they should even give me that privacy to like at least cover up, wear something. They were like, they came from my husband. Where is my husband? Where is my husband? Where's my man? Where is my man? And then I told them that my man is not around. He's not here. He said okay. They said okay. Why pack your bags? Let's go. I was like, pack my bag to where? Where do you guys want to take me? I don't have this don't that you're talking about. Without me, like I didn't like even know that even without even the don't, you're still at risk as long as you guys are partners. Like we were traditionally married, right? So we're not legally married. They don't recognize traditional marriages here, but I don't know, for some weird case why my case was like that. I don't know. Is it because then I took his name, I was bearing his name, you know? So they said they also counted, like I should dress up and let's go. So that was what happened though. I dressed up and I told them I can't pack anything. The person who you came for is not here, because I didn't have this cross, I didn't have that dundum. So for me, I felt like I was safe, right? He was one having that dundum. So the next thing I could see was that these people actually carried me to their office, right? They took me very early, I'm telling you, very early in the morning. So getting there, thank God, you know, I have a Nokia touch because there was no network going, and I'm sure that my ex must have been trying to call me and all of that. So, in this case, what saved me was, even, I can say, thank God for, thank God for dialects, right? I can say. So I called, I think he called, yeah, he called me. He was like worried, and each time my phone rang, they'll be like, is he the one calling you, is he the one calling you? And I'll be like, yeah, well, no, he's not the one calling me. I'm actually calling like my lawyer. That was what I kept telling them. And my lawyer isn't responding because they don't also like hear what I say. So in a way, I also like saved my ex then, because I told him that these people are here, they have taken me, you better stay where you are, and just delay in case you get home. Don't even go home. In fact, don't even go home. Look for where you can stay, so that in case the whole thing is over. And yeah, so that was it. As they now took me to the airport. Like that same very early morning, took me to airport, to be deported. Like, this is not a joke. They allowed me. I dressed up, and the funny thing is that I thought that at that time, you can imagine the kind of pressure. As the way my heart was pounded, the way my heart was keeping. I was just so strong that I didn't even like fall into labor with that kind of fear, you understand? When we got to the airport, I'm like, I thought that the whole thing was looking like a dream. Like, I was like, are these people really going to take me without my man? Or they gave me somewhere to go and stay. When I even got there, I saw like many people, not like as if it is a that was when the whole thing dawned on me, like, seriously. I like play this fool will really carry me and take me back to the country I'm coming from, or like, it was really like a dream. So when I got there, they said I should wait, they will call me. So at that time, I was in panic, like serious panic, and I was making calls. And I even learned that one person there self was also using the same lawyer that I'm using. And that time, that our lawyer at that time, you will call and call, hey, nothing. And that time was still early. That time now, lawyer offices are not yet open. At that time, very early in the morning, normally they open. If all these lawyers, they start to work at least latest around like 10 o'clock or even 9:30. So that time was even so early to even start calling lawyers, except that lawyer is a very good, genuine one that will give you like a private number where you call. But in my case, I didn't have. All we had, I and the person that was still in this situation, was the office line. So that was what happened. We were calling, and before I know it, they called me. They said, okay, they have finished processing my documents, that it is time for us to go. Let's go and board the plane. I'm like, board the plane to where? Like, are you going to take me back without my man? Like, immediately, the whole thing now dawned on me. I started to cry. I said, God, how can you want me to be in that kind of suffer? Like, you want me to be here without my husband in my situation? So they were like, don't worry, they have everything in order, under control. They will give me a doctor. There's a doctor that will be in the plane with me in case I fall into labor or something, anything happen, because they themselves, they also know that like situation like this might occur. Like tension might hold me and anything can happen to me in the plane. But for one reason or the other, I don't know what happened. I kept crying. Also, In fact, I don't know, because I told them, but I do not have this dondon, and the person you came to carry is not me. I don't have dondo. I don't have this red. My own case is still on hold. They haven't like judged my case after they gave us, negative. I'm still waiting for my own answer, right? So that was how the whole thing happened. And they gave me they called me. They even I think it was a man that came to escort me to my plane then. But when they now saw that I was crying and rolling on the floor, they ran. Like, they called the female police to come and handle me. So the female police came, and also they handled, like, they were soft. They handled me, not soft, but they handled me. They now gave me a room where a place where I would like sit. And I don't know, either they went in and made some calls or anything. I don't even know what happened. Let me be sincere, I don't even know what happened. But in the next like 40 minutes, they came to me and told me, okay, now, do I live in a place so? I said yes. I said, okay, now here, take this paper. I go home. I'm like, eh? He said, go home now, go back, go to that place. As I was walking, as I came up from the mind, I was crying. Like, forget this laugh that I'm laughing, okay? If you had seen me then, I was literally crying and shaking. I was so terrified. Like, I was just imagining my life being deported without the person I'm pregnant for, right? Anyway, so that was what happened though, alhamdulillah. So I now went back to my place. So that one is a story, by the way, and I thank God for today, because now this is me. I can be here to talk about this story, and wow. And another thing that I also want to chip in is, you see, for you as a young lady, you're here with a man, and you guys are, you're in Europe and you don't know what happens. This man might pretend to be good, and under your nose you'll be seeing all the things he was doing, but you're still covering up for him, doing everything you do just to protect your marriage and not everything, while this man is not even showing you no mercy, like emotionally, because probably he knows he can't like beat you physically, because he knows the case, but he's tormenting you emotionally. I know during those times, the kind of torment I was even going through emotionally in the hands of my ex then, it was enough to say that I don't want to do again. In fact, when I even went back home, I think my social workers, they called me, because I think already they too are aware of what happened, and they called me, they sat me down, they said to me, with what happened to you, we have checked this man. My social workers kept telling me they have seen his behavior, his attitude, the way he talks. He's someone that is so anxious. He doesn't want to calm down and like integrate into the system. Like, he's so anxious about money, making money, and like there's this thing in him. How do I cope to live with such a man in the house? I'm like I didn't even say anything. I was even shocked that even these social workers have even noticed this, and they are worried for me, right? And me that they are being worried for, in a way I was also worried. I know what they are saying, but for the fact that I just wanted to protect my marriage, right? I wanted to protect my marriage so that I don't become that single mother, the topic of the way they label single mothers. They chase their husbands away because of social benefits and all of that. I just don't want to be seen like that, guys. That was why. Sorry, my battery was showing me low, so that was why I just didn't want to also leave, because I don't want that stigma, right? I was so ashamed to be in that category. But yeah, so that was just it. And to you, you'll be even shocked that this was the same person that I protected, you know, for us to still have remained in the country, up to the extent that even where I started my geriatric nursing, that would have been an opportunity, a way breaker for us to now finally settle in Germany after I have finished with the geriatric nursing, and maybe we'll be settled with our resident permits, right? But this is the same person who, while he was living, while in the middle of my geriatric nursing, he left me in the middle, just at the quarter of it. He left, walked out of this door and telling me that he wished for me and the kids to be deported to Africa to go and suffer. Hey, you wouldn't believe this, right? So my darlings, my darling single mothers or mothers, you're here, you're in a marriage that is not favoring you, you're not getting any joy from it, you're just there, you don't even know what to do, or you don't want people to mock you or laugh at you that you're a single mom. My dear, do not care about what people would say, okay? Even in my own case, if he hadn't even worked out, I would have still been in it. But I was in it, yes, you say yes, I was in it because I had a target. At that time, I now had a target, and that target was that if I finished my geriatric nursing, which was supposed to last for like 2 or 3 years, right? Then when we get our resident permit, then everybody can separate in peace. I had a target, I had to focus my mind. But you that you're there, you haven't even gotten yourself integrated, you haven't even visited Dutch course for any time in your life, or you're being so lazy, you're feeling like you're the madam of Germany, and after all, they're giving you benefit, you're collecting benefit and not everything. There's no need for you to do. My dear, systems do change. Get yourself integrated, get yourself equipped, at least learn something. You can tell them that you want to learn, so have something to do. Germany is a country full of opportunities. It depends how or what you know you can do best. Don't just sit there and feel like you don't have the capability to go to school. Nobody has a blockhead. Let me tell you, nobody has a blockhead. Just focus your mindset. I have seen somebody that I think in my home country self, you didn't even know how to even read English, or even speak, or even write or read. But I have seen like lots of them here. They come here in a non-speaking English country. They took everything serious. They even speak it more than I do. They even write even more than I do. So what is keeping you? Don't be lazy. Look for something to do, okay? And do not rely or revolve your whole world on a man that you're not even sure of. Because I know, let me tell you something, most of these men in this Europe, you as a woman, you will be genuinely in love with them. You will be genuinely doing everything with them, but you do not know they have an interior motive. Once you see any kind of sign from a man giving you any kind of attitude, maybe he's sneaking his phones or telling you any kind of words that, you know, women that are here in Europe, they are this, they are that, my dear, don't take those words for granted, because those words are actually coming from the deepest part of their heart. When they finally get their resident permit, get their document, the whole documents, and they can now travel, my dear, they will go secretly get another woman and marry, and you'll be there. So my dear, it's time for you to what? Wisen up and do what? Empower yourself. Don't think because you're becoming a single mother that the whole world has ended for you. No, actually, that is when doors, great opportunities begin to do what? Shine on you. So that is all I have to say, okay? And thank you so much for staying up to now and listening. I love you all. See you in my next vlog. Bye.